Or even try to school you. Oh no.
Could you be loved? Start with self-love.
We've got the mind of our own. So go
July 21st, 2015. Thank you so much for joining us. Hearts to Heart Healthy Living. You are tuned in. Your love, family, starts with yourself. Greetings and love and kindness. You are tuned into Heart to Heart Healthy Living with Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, pioneering nest health, bioenergetic practitioner, and conscious self-health care educator. No, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a pioneer educator in the field of quantum health and healing, conscious self-health care. Founder of the Arc of Self-Healing and Self-Help, Health Education for Longevity and Peace is a health wellness maintenance organization for the prevention of disease. We share information that illnesses are no longer seen as diseases that cannot be cured and that must be managed by pharmaceuticals and unnecessarily removal of organs. We're talking about everyday care of your human frame, of your temple. We want to look at how we have been taking care of our physical temple. We're no longer looking at disease care. You know, the current paradigm in healthcare is now seen as outdated and no longer a viable way to care for the well-being of the human frame. So often it is in the seeming breakdowns that the greatest breakthroughs are born. Diseases are recognized as scrambled information, distortions in the human body field, breakdown in physiology. Cells are not receiving what they need to perform their job. And it's also mainly 100% a part of a belief system created by the ways in which you choose to care for your human frame. Is it time that you take a look at your belief system and see if you want to move and shift that energy into a new paradigm? You see, it's not in the genes. It's in how the genes are taught to express themselves. So how have you been telling your genes to express themselves day after day, month after month, year after year? Are you ready to send a new vibration down? Are you ready to expand your awareness with the new information on well-being, which gives us the opportunity to refine certain aspects of ourselves and our experiences and become healthier as a result? You're tuned into Heart to Heart Healthy Living. Thank you so much for joining us every Tuesday. Thank you for our new listeners today. We appreciate you. We're here to share a message, one message: conscious self-health care is the key. You can quickly bring yourself back to alignment with the most authentic part of yourselves and nurture yourself back to your own healthy living through your thoughts, your consciousness, your diet, your lifestyle, and having access to proper information, because information is what governs the cell's activities and how they move and shift that energy around. You see, are you ready to get radical about your health care? Are you ready to get radical about your health care? Take that deep, deep breath. Health is all about consciousness, and healing is a function of consciousness. So we ask the question every Tuesday. We want you to keep it in mind, keep it in conscience, keep it in thought. When you're not seeing what you want, when you say that you are the creator of your life, you have to ask yourself, are you working from a man-made mindset of human consciousness? Whatever it's about, definitely about your health care. If you're not seeing what you want, you're not getting where you are, you have to ask yourself about your mindset. What mindset are you truly working from? So on this show, we have conversation, we have music, we have poetry, we share enlightening articles, interviews, and we hold the space for you self-health care stories. We want to hear your testimony. We want to hear your story. We want to know how you shift your energy. We want to know what actions you took to raise your vibrations from the dark ages of disease care. We're here. We're holding this space to honor you. So do give me a call. Share with me your story so I can have you on air and have you lift somebody else's vibration from out of the dark ages of disease care. So today, family, community, and friends, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a conversation with the author of Endless Breath, Boundless Energy, Pamela Burcsak. She's going to join us and share some fantastic information that's going to inspire you to take a deep breath and learn how to move in a vertical and create the energy that you want in your life. So once again, I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, broadcasting live from Washington, D.C., downtown Anacostia, and you are tuned in to Heart Healthy Living. And before I take a station break, I just want to say, welcome to Heart Healthy Living. How you doing, Pamela?
I am just fine and happy to be here with you today. Happy.
Woo-hoo!
Always happy to talk about rebounding and health.
And that's exactly what we are going to be sharing with the community today. Yes. All right. So once again, you are tuned to Heart Healthy Living with Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks. I'm broadcasting live from Washington, D.C. And we share with you information to inspire you to shift your energy from the dark ages of disease care. We want you to step up, join the self-care revolution, take responsibility for your health care, and I guarantee you 100%, because genes just don't turn themselves on and off, you can make a miracle in your life happen right now. So somebody told you to tune in because you're not feeling well and you're tired of feeling the same way and you're looking for a different way to move and a different way to do things. And so this is how we do it. It's all about consciousness. So we're going to take that first station break, and we're going to come back and start the conversation with Pam. Do you feel lost? Do you feel out of sync? Could it be that you are experiencing electromagnetic sensitivity? Yes, electromagnetic sensitivity. Could man-made frequencies interfere with cellular activity and melatonin production? We are beings of frequency, light, and information, and you are your own experience. Do not conform any longer to the patterns of man-made mindset of human consciousness. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Schedule your Nest Provision Human Body Field Scan with Dr. K, 202-248-7749. Visit the website forcelllife.com, the number 4CELLLIFE.com. Have the courage to expand your horizon and reprogram your cellular activities. Call Dr. K for your 15-minute wellness consultation, 202-248-7749. Ooh, I get to moving with that beat, get to close my eyes and almost forget I'm hosting a radio show. I change that vibration. You know how we do it here. We're talking about the Nest Infaceuticals, and we're talking about the Nest Infaceuticals. And so, every time I do the show, I always start off with the Love Infaceutical from Nest Health. We're talking about 17 feel-good infaceuticals that's going to activate your body's healing potential. You don't even need a Nest scan, if no matter what part of your being that you have an imbalance in, there is a Nest Infaceutical for you. And I tell you, because I'm focusing on the heart this week I was putting in a whole lot of Heart Driver Infaceutical. The Heart Driver aids your heart field as it relates to decision-making processes, mental clarity and integration, identity and self-esteem. It also helps regulate emotions and can have a beneficial effect on your skin tone and appearance. So I've been taking a lot of heart. A lot of decisions, keeping things balanced, keeping things moving. I love Nest Infaceuticals. There's 17 of them. You can go to my website, click on Infaceuticals, and find out about these powerful infoceuticals, putting correct information into your body so your cells can begin to rejuvenate themselves. So go to consciousselfhealthcare.com and pick up one of the 17 infoceuticals, if not all of them. And today, while you're listening to the show, we want you to sit back, put yourself in a relaxing state, get ready to hear some information. You can record it mentally. You can pull out paper and pen. And as you're doing this, you want to focus on your heart chakra. And the heart chakra, we say, love is all there is. When you're focusing on that chakra, think about love is all there is, and we are one. And so we are joined today here on Heart to Heart Healthy Living. With Pamela Burcsak. She's a life coach. She's a lymphologist. She is the author of Endless Breath, Boundless Energy. And she is going to share with us about her journey and everything that she wants to share with us. Because actually, I'm going to turn the mic over to my guest, Pamela, and start off with introducing yourself and sharing with us some general information. And one thing I must say, you can't call in. I just got the message. You can't call in. The number is 710-928-7733. 710-928-7733. You can call in and share. Pamela, welcome. Take over.
Oh, thank you. Happy to be here with you. Always happy to speak with you.
Thank you.
Today I want to talk about, there's a lot of things to talk about, but I think most importantly, an important part of what I'm aware of with healthcare costs and rebounding and cellular fitness and how this all ties in together. Before I speak about the foundation of the book, with the cost of healthcare rising daily, the healthcare industry does not care if you are a healthy, functioning human being or not. And if it did, you would not be paying for increased premiums and healthcare costs at an alarming rate as a consumer. It is the responsibility of the individual to evaluate what is best for their future as a member of a healthy, functioning part of humanity. And part is the key word here, because not all parts of humanity are functioning in a healthy way. It is my attempt at here at RFL, Rebounding for Life, to share with you the importance of cellular fitness. Not just looking at your body from the outside in, but realizing your body is made up of zillions of cells. Not just skin and muscles when you pull or strain one, or bones when you break one. Or realizing when your body has come out of order to produce a disease. It is before this may occur that if your body is functioning within its maximum cellular potential, you will be less likely to produce a cellular weakness. Now, this doesn't mean that circumstances may not lend themselves to a particular occurrence, but the body will have a much higher survival rate of responding to its healing if it is within the range of, listen to this, this phrase is so important, maximum cellular potential. So then you ask the question, well, how do I get within the range of maximum cellular potential? And I would say to you, by rebounding on the mini trampoline, or rebounder, or cellulizer, lymphocyzer. And I would probably think that you would think that there would probably a more complicated answer, like it has to be more complicated than that. Well, it isn't. It really isn't.
That's right. No.
It's so simple. So before I have a client even step onto the mat of the zero gravity surface from the hard surface that they're used to, and I take them in as a client, and they have all this memory of when they were a child and they bounced and they watched or whatever somebody else do it, I have to reprogram them. And what I do, and this is in the foundation of the book, the very beginning, I have to reframe their programming. I have to reframe their brain. It has to be rewired. So what I do is I take them back to the womb. And the womb is the most perfect lymphatic environment you could possibly be in for 9 months. That is that perfect vertical movement that I speak about. And we all know about, we know about horizontal, we know about walking, we know about running, we know about cycling. There's all those horizontal movements. But we must, this is the importance of vertical movement, because the lymphatic system does not have a pump of its own. It relies on the parallel system of the cardiovascular system. And what happens if that is not in proper working order, that is going to put a burden on another system. So what we want to do with rebounding is make sure all of the systems are working well together. So the foundation, I felt it was necessary to write a book that was almost childlike, elementary. We have to go back to the beginning. So then what happens when I explain and get them to remember, if they can, being in their mother's womb, and then they come out of the womb. The first thing that happens initially is when they start crying, the mother, whoever, picks them up, and instinctively, what do? They rock the baby. Yeah. Now, mom might not, maternally, consciously, realize what she's doing, but instinctively she would rock the baby. So when the baby then begins to take its first steps, the first thing it wants to do is to, participate with what it already knows. The resource, it's looking for the resources in its environment, and it will gravitate towards that sofa, a couch. It'll jump on the couch. It'll jump on the bed. It wants to jump. You've never seen a child walk in a straight line. Toddlers they're all over the place. They're bopping up and down, blah, blah, blah. They need to do this because
they have that rhythm. That rhythm is in a part of their soul, is a part of their being.
Tummy, up and down. Yes. So there's that vertical. That's the first vertical experience, after coming out of the womb that they have.
Yes.
Now what happens is, and this is very important, there is a disconnect that occurs when mom or dad or whoever says, stop jumping on the couch, stop jumping on the bed. And that, that child will eventually, pay attention to that and stop doing it. Now what happens then is that child will take that sofa and it will become a couch potato. And if it's a couch potato for the child, it's certainly going to be one when it's an adult. And then that bed will become something that it will, you can't get the, kids out of bed to go to school, or they want to sleep all the time, blah, blah, blah. And that's not what that's for. But what happened was that disconnect, that separation from true source, that internal instinct that is, there to, keep them moving, keep that lymphatic system, that it moves very slowly by itself if it's not initiated. And if they're not moving in a cardiovascular way, then it's really moving slow. So what happens then after that, I have to get them reacquainted with who they truly are, not who they've been influenced to be.
So you're saying, Pam, you get them ready mentally before you have them step on the mat.
It's not just about, you're going to come and learn how to rebound and you're going to get on that thing. You're going to, just start banging away on the mat. It's not going to happen like that. They're going to be surprised because as being a life coach as well, I understand human nature. I understand, the emotional nature. There's emotional toxins we can have. That is an emotional, toxic experience to be disconnected from, your true instinct. So I bring that in as well. Mm-hmm. So then what happens, once they get a little, handle on that, then I say, now, step on from a hard surface to a zero gravity surface. And they think they know, they think they got it going on. And they'll get on the mat, and that sensation of being weightless, is almost frightening for some people. But they still have a memory, and they think they can bang away. Well, no, you can't. So
they do it all the time, Pamela. They get on it and say, "Oh, I can go, and I can go, and I can go, and I can
go." And we know what happens. And there's another, thing that I'm very passionate about is the orphaned rebounders, in our country. That someone will go out and buy one, and there's always usually a video in there, and it's, aerobically fit people doing a basic, rendition of, way too much too soon. And the average sedentary person is going to watch and want to imitate that. And what happens is then they get dizzy, and then they get nauseous, and they don't want to tell anybody that they failed. So they just put it in the garage sale, or they put it in the basement, and nothing happens after that.
Because they don't realize what they have to get first. They have to get what?
Right. There's that disconnect, the lack of authentic, genuine, internal information has not yet reached the multitude. And that's what we're here for. Anytime we can speak about it. So now then we have the breath. Okay. Now they have to breathe while they're on the I call it the little black mat. They have to breathe, and I'll stand there and watch them. And every time they will stop breathing. We have to remind them. So I let them get kind of centered. And then I let them, not breathe for a minute while they're banging away. And then I'll say, now breathe. Now what I want them to do then is get reconnected with the harmony of bouncing, moving vertically on a zero gravity surface with their breath. That rhythm has to be incorporated as one. And breathing is another vertical movement. So we have to get the up in the breath, with the body, and then back down again, and then back up again. And that is just elementary.
It's like having a double washer, when you on the I'm used to saying lymphosizer. So when you on the lymphosizer and you breathe, because your lungs are actually lymphosizers. Like you just said, vertical movement. So they're vertical movement. So that's like a double washer, and you're really strengthening the internal environment where your cells live at when you breathe deeply, rhythmically, while you're rebounding, lymphosizing.
And most of humanity only breathes halfway down, from halfway down up. So then we have to go all the way down to our pelvic bone and then back up again. And it's that deep inner breath that raises those lungs, and raises them. So, when they get that harmony going, then again, it's not about, leaving the mat at this point. We're talking about,
when you say leaving the mat,
I mean jumping off of the mat.
Okay.
They're looking at it aerobically, and they see, jumping and being, it doesn't mean that down the road, once you're lymphatically fit, because we have to go through lymphatic, detoxification, before. That's what this is part, this is part of. Now, in the book, there's the formula in Endless Breath, Boundless Energy. There is a beautiful formula that is. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. I want to, kind of like almost summarize a little bit of what you were just sharing with us. So, we have individuals that go out and they see all the fitness people. They go by what is known as a rebounder, and they're going to get fit and they're going to get well rebounding. But oftentimes when people first get on this rebounder, they get dizzy. They feel light. They feel nausea. They feel uncomfortable. They feel unbalanced. They feel woozy. And they said, oh, no, I can't do that. That's not for me. It's not working for me. And you're saying at that point right there, the body is letting them know that they're not cellularly
fit, correct. Yes, that's an indication. That's an indication.
Yes, that's an indication.
Go ahead. Another thing I will do is if, another test, I guess you would say, is I would have, I would just even have them visualize it or do it, run down to the end of your driveway. Or, and then come back. And in the United States, this is another point that I often make, that it's no pain, no gain. And if you aren't exhausted at the end of a hard work day or, a workout or whatever it may be, upon exertion, the thought is that they think they've accomplished something. Well, they haven't. That's another indication that they're sick. They're not getting, maximum oxygenation, that full potential that, and then we talk about the wet and dry cells, and I'm sure you'll have, you've talked about it. There's guests that come on and talk about it.
What you're talking about, that energy, that endless breath, boundless energy.
Well, that, in the lymphatic story, we have the wet and dry cell part of the story. And if the cells are surrounded by this toxic fluid, the oxygen is not properly, the oxygen and the circulation, the blood that carries the food is not properly. It has to, it's being delayed to getting to the cell. And what happens if someone runs down to the end of the driveway and comes back and they're out of breath, it's because those toxic fluids, those cells are too wet. They're surrounded by too much of that toxic fluid. And rebounding, the importance of lymphatic detoxification, is moving those fluids, those toxic fluids that are surrounding the cell. So it's just enough. We call it becoming, it's a dry state. It's go from the wet state to the dry state. And then what happens upon exertion is that you get more oxygen, not less, upon exertion. So then if I, like 30 days later, and even sooner than that, if I retested the client and I said, now run down to the end of the driveway and come back, you are going to gain energy. You are going to gain oxygen, authentically. Because happens,
of just some cellular purification. We're going to take a station break, and we're going to come back and continue the conversation with life coach and lymphologist Pamela Burcsak. You are tuned into Heart to Heart Healthy Living with Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, broadcasting live from Washington, D.C., and we're talking about the lymphatic system, cellular ecology, how to purify the Is it time for a new approach to your health care? Are you ready to leave the dark ages of disease care management and pharmaceuticals? If your answer is yes, get ready to relearn, rethink, and rewrite your personal healthcare prescription plan with Dr. K. She is a certified lymphologist and Nest healthcare provider, sharing the new science of information as medicine and cellular ecology. Did you know that the field of epigenetics states that you are more than just your genes, and those genes do not control your biology? Yes, that's correct. Schedule a Skype, phone, or office visit with Dr. K and get on board the friendship train to healthcare freedom. 202-248-7749. That's 202-248-7749. Visit us on the web, forcelllife.com. The number 4, the words cell, CELLLIFE.com. Oh, yes. Yes. You are tuned into Heart to Heart Healthy Living with Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, broadcasting live from Washington, D.C. We are sharing a conversation with Pamela, and we're talking about the lymphatic system. And I just want to say I'm so excited to be here to share this information with you, because you're sitting at home and you're feeling like you can't get well, and you want to know why you can't get well. And one of the reasons, if you are one of these people, the reason why you can't get well is you may be doing too many pharmaceuticals. And when you do pharmaceuticals, what that does is slows down metabolism or stops the functions for real. It dehydrates the body. It causes constipation, and it causes all kinds of cellular malfunctions. And one of those cells are part of the lymphatic system. And we're shutting that system down. And we're talking about how powerful that system is. The lymphatic system is like a tree in the body. The branches go up inside the head, the roots go down in the feet, and the trunk is in the chest. It's called the thoracic duct. Its primary purpose is to vacuum pack the tissues of each vital organ so the bloodstream can bathe each and every cell with an abundance of oxygen and nutrients, so that it can receive the energy, so that it can receive the information, so that it can do its job. So what we're sharing with you today, family community, is if you cannot reach that level of wellness, maybe you're not cellular fit. When you get cellular fit and you keep the cells in what Pam just spoke of, the dry state, then you can begin to get well, because the body is receiving everything that it needs. Now, it's your responsibility. That's what Pam is talking about, to make this happen. We have a built-in lymphatic system. Our lungs support that. The breath help it move. Externally, we can give it greater help and helping it purify itself. And Pam is talking about rebounding. We call it rebounding. We call it emphasizing. But it's with a purpose, it's with an intention, and it's with an attitude. Is that correct, Pam?
That is so correct. So correct.
Continue, my sisters. Share with us how we purify our bodies and reach this wellness that we're trying to get to.
In this country, we are so obsessed about either are or aren't, about physical fitness. And, the more we speak about cellular fitness, I say, no matter what your game is, this should be first. I don't care if you're a cyclist, a jogger, or whatever. Even as bodybuilders, I've been involved with a lot of bodybuilders. You are going to get maximum, oxygenation and the results of your, strength and endurance is going to only increase, the vitality of whatever you have a passion for. But this should be first. If I do a workout, I'm on the rebounder before I do any strength training. I'm on the rebounder for 15 minutes before, I even begin any kind of other regimen. And then I know that my cells are going to receive the maximum amount of circulation, of food, of oxygen, and my muscles are going to absorb all of that. That comes first. It's not forcing the heart to, jam that blood into the, the muscles and that's programming that this, our country has. And, they got to be like exhausted when they're done. They've got to be exhausted if they've worked hard all day. We talk about cellular fitness. If you are lymphatically fit, if you are cellularly fit first, you're not going to be tired at the end of the day. And that doesn't mean that that's not a bad thing. What that means is you are in breath. And that's a coined phrase that, I felt I needed to bring into my program. I needed to, describe the benefits of what happens after you become lymphatically fit. You become in breath.
You have a better flow of breath. The tissues. So remember.
Inhale.
Yes.
And that's internal, not just external. So then, before the break, I would, segue over into the book. Once I get your,
Pam, let's tell people they can, actually, again, you can call in 310-928-7733, 310-928-7733. If you are on the computer, you are on connected to the internet, then you can go to Facebook. And Pamela, what is the group?
It's Rebounding for Life.
Rebounding for Life. And as Pam began to get into the book, you can actually go there, join that group, and print
You're
that
in the group?
book.
Yes, it's there.
And
It
print the book
downloads
down while she's sharing with you. Just want to put that in there for you, Pam.
Yes, I have that pinned to the top of the group. And if you have a hard time getting to Rebounding for Life to be able to join the group, then you can start with my name, Pamela Burcsak, and friend you, and then I will guide you in. Sometimes that happens on Facebook. But I do offer that to my members. Last August, we did a 30-day group lymphatic cleanse. And again, in the book, it is there. Once your mindset is prepared, your attitude, everything that you need to begin safely being introduced to lymphocyzing, rebounding, as we phrase it. And that formula is 1 minute a day, adding 1 minute each day until you reach 30 minutes. And in that 30-day process, sometimes a couple of weeks or whatever, there are things that are going to happen. You're gonna realize that, 2 weeks, the first day you got on it, you might have been out of breath after 1 or 2, 1 minute. But at the end of 30 days, you could go for hours. You could just reset. Yes, I can be fatigued, but all I have to do is reset. And you can go for hours if you whatever you're doing. But anyway,
okay, so the formula is you say when you're first starting off, lymphocyzing, getting your body cellular fit. You want to do 1 minute a day.
1 minute, and you get off.
Even though you can do 15, 20 minutes, but we're talking about endurance. We're talking about getting fit. We're not talking about, you can do a whole hour the first day.
No, but you do that 1 minute. You have a timer. Everything's in the book, how to prepare, how to wear, what clothes to wear, shoes, not shoes. I mean, that's all there. But the fluid you need, good water's going in, bad water's coming out. All of that is in the book. It's digital, it's ebook. So, you have a timer. So you do 1 minute, you get off. The next day, and you have a calendar, you mark one day. Day 2, you get on that, you do 2 minutes. You get off. That continues on till you reach 30 minutes. You can add music later on, blah, 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 that kind of thing. So then what happens, the benefits of this is that your body is slowly getting adjusted to a zero gravity environment. It's getting used to vertical up and down movement. And your elimination, you're going to notice that you're going to get an aroma that you can't even imagine. And then we talk about, deodorant. Now, why do we wear deodorant? We wear deodorant to keep offensive aroma from offending somebody, outside of your body. Now, think about that. Why would you want to keep this stuff inside of your body? If you are lymphatically fit and you are, hygienically, capable every day, you really don't even need to wear deodorant after you are lymphatically fit, because if you're doing maintenance after that of at least 5 to 10 minutes a day, those toxic waters are moving.
If you're lymphatically fit, you're not going to be concerned with a lot of issues that people feel that they are concerned with. Because when you're lymphatically fit, your cells will be receiving the minerals, the oxygen, the nutrients, creating energy, creating information. So you won't be claiming what you're claiming right now, that's sitting home right now, feeling that you have no other alternative but to do what you're doing. If you're listening to us right now, you can shift your energy right now, shift your condition right now, because all of the names of diseases has to do with too much excess fluid, excess sodium, trapping the cells where they cannot receive what they need to properly do their jobs. And those pharmaceuticals assist them in that effort. And that's why you want to think about what you're doing. And we're helping you to get cellular fit, because getting cellular fit, then you're well.
Yes, you are. And what is no longer, you have to start thinking, what is no longer beneficial to my body? And that, what you take in through your mouth, through your nose, you start thinking about that. Because the body, if it's in a state of insufficiency, it can't go to the store and buy what it needs. It's going to start looking around the inside of its body and its environment to get what it needs. I mean, why do we have high blood pressure? Why do we have diabetes? When these systems are not communicating well with each other, there's going to be a breakdown. Something's going to show up. And in the world of lymphology, we don't look at a particular disorder individually, whatever. We look at, at the whole picture. And we go back to the beginning and we get those cells fit. Every cell has a generator within it. We want to get that fired up. That's that maximum cellular potential. That's a
maximum cellular potential.
I needed to create a phrase that would describe that process. Of going from, a minimum cellular, potential to a maximum. So that's what I'm teaching. That's what I teach.
Right.
And
because
that leads
again,
to cellular fitness.
And that's why I like to say to people that, you can let go. You can vibrate higher to a higher frequency when you let go names of diseases and know that you are creating a cellular malfunction. The cells are malfunctioning. They don't create a disease, they malfunction. And they need you to assist them with correcting that malfunction. And that malfunction correction starts with the lymphatic system, because if the cells wasn't in that wet state, that's the job of the lymphatic system. It's a movement. It has to be done. And just like you said earlier, Pamela, the lymphatic system is a slow moving system. It moves with your breath. And so when you don't take those deep breaths, when you don't
You're not breathing well,
not breathing well, it becomes sluggish and you get fatigued. And the first sign of a sluggish lymphatic system is the number one thing that everybody keep trying to suppress, and that's the cold. That lets you know that system is sluggish. It's trying to purify itself. It's trying to correct itself, and you want to stuff it down. And we're helping you. You don't have to stuff it down with any drugs, any over-the-counter medication. We're suggesting to you that you step on a rebounder, a lymphosizer, 1 minute a day for 30 days to get up to 30 minutes, and start doing that twice a day. And I guarantee you will say, what disease?
What this is not age exclusive. It's better late than never. I'm 60. I'm going to be 63 years old next week, and I started this probably eight years ago, and I am in the best shape of my life.
And that's wonderful.
What you do in this 10 years determines, even sooner your next 10 years. And I fully intend on breathing well, bouncing well, for the rest of my life.
Well, and we have to look at that, Pamela, because you know what you just said, but given your age, you're talking about the baby boomers. So the question remains, are you aging or are you saging? What you're vibrating to? Because they've already announced, like in your analysis about healthcare costs, it's already been stated that the baby boomers, by the time you reach 65, that you're going to have a caregiver.
Sure.
So what are you doing to make sure that you're not a part of that statistic that they already know because of your behavior? Because you buying into their system, they know what you're going to be doing, and they're predicting that you're going to be there. But we're telling you or suggesting to you that you can start saging right now. Right?
A whole show just on that, on the industries. The industries make more money and zillions of dollars off of what we've forgotten, what we have forgotten. If we remembered, they'd be broke.
Right.
I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. I take no medication. Don't intend on it. That's my mindset. Why would I want to do that? When you start taking one medication, there's 4 other behind it that you're going to be taking eventually.
If they knew the power of 10, when you take one and you don't know how many you really are taking, you're really taking 40 with every one. So you really want to think about it.
I teach longevity living. I teach, out of the death mentality. And that industry counts on you living that death mentality to support their, financial gain. And that's at your expense. They will use you at your expense. And until you start realizing what is beneficial to your body, and until you start realizing that you've been, get back in touch with who you truly are, not who you've been influenced to be. And if you're living that influenced lifestyle, the outcome, you can just look around you and see, how it's manufactured, it's marketed. And if you fall, like Karen was talking about, if you fall into that mindset and to that belief, that is a lie. It's a lie. And this is part of an internal truth that is so simple to do, so inexpensive. And I'm telling you, I don't know another sport on this planet that gives you the benefits. This is aeronautical, this is astronautical, not aeronautical.
Not aeronautical, right.
Yeah, the A's.
It's so what you're saying and sharing with people. We've been sharing this information for over 80, 100 years, and people do not want to believe how simplistic it is to take care of your own being. Only if you will remove yourself from the illusion that you are a diseased person, and that's how your body has to be, you create cellular malfunctions. And I have to say that again so you can understand how powerful this information that we're sharing with you. Because if you understand that it's a cellular malfunction and not a disease name that you're trying to correct, it's a cellular malfunction that you're trying to correct. And you correct that cellular malfunction by knowing cellular ecology. And this is part of learning cellular ecology. This is something that I do. This is something that Pam do. This is what most all lymphologists do.
There's a science with this.
There's a science with it.
Yes.
And it's simplistic, so simplistic that you would not believe how fit you would get just by 1 minute a day.
Just quick. It is so fast. It is so very, very fast. And as a life coach, on an emotional level, what I'm saying, too much of humanity is operating out of their emotional weaknesses. And then that becomes their identity. And if that becomes their identity, then they become addicted to attention they get for their illnesses. And that's a very, very serious dysfunctional part of one's internal identity. And those internal identity wounds are re-stimulated, reopened, and refueled. Now,
I want to people heard what you said, Pam. You said internal identity wounds. I want to think about that. Wounding. Think about that. Hold on for that for a moment. We're going to take a station commercial break, and we're going to come back and finish the conversation. And so thankful for y'all tuning in and sharing in this conversation. Are you at your wit's end because there seems to be no solution to your healthcare problem? Is it okay for me to say to you that you can have peace of mind? Take back control of your health. Are you experiencing anxiety, arthritis, diabetes, cancer, fibromyalgia, high blood pressure, lupus, chronic fatigue syndrome, any fictitious disease? Whatever your symptoms or diagnoses are, there is a conscious solution to transform the cause of your pain, not treat symptoms or mask it. No prescription medication, no over-the-counter drugs, no organs removed are required. Take back control of your health by the renewing of your mind. You can create wellness today. Contact Dr. K, 202-248-7749. Visit us on the web, www.celllife.com. All right, family, community, and friends. Yes, you take back control of your health. You take back control of your being by the renewing of your mind, shifting those beliefs that no longer serve you. You are listening to Heart Healthy Living. I'm Dr. Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks. I am the recipient of the 2015 Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery Day, Dr. Nathaniel Kane Self-Care Award of the Year. I'm honoring myself with the award that I give out once a year. April 30th is Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery Day. We honor individuals that take back control of their health, take responsibility for correcting their cellular malfunctions. And we also honor a visionary in the community that is helping individuals shift their whole being as humanity is being shifted by the shifting of the earth planet anyway. And so this year, visionary, the winner of the recipient for the Visionary Award of the Year is Brother Jamal, owner and founder of Inner Light Radio. We're thankful for this platform to be able to share information like this with you to help you raise your vibration. We did our 5th Emancipation celebration this year. For the first time, we did an online conference self-care call. We had about 7 visionaries on this call helping you to shift the information that you no longer need to empower you to take care of yourself. You can go to my YouTube channel, K Davis F at the end, K Davis F, and look at that, listen to that 3-hour, it's in 3-hour sections, videos, 1 of 3, and listen to that and help raise your vibration some more and shift your energy. Family, community, and friends, if you embrace this information today, you were still in your heart and you're hearing the key words from Pamela about cellular fitness, you must get that lymphatic system working, pulling out that excess fluid from around the cells in order for them to be able to do their job and function and get you well. We have to look at that, not trying to correct a disease, but correct the cellular malfunction in the particular organs and system that's having the problem. So Pamela, in summarizing the information and how to be a part of the Rebounding group, get the book, get the information, share with the listening audience how they can do that.
Well, I have a website. It's www.reboundingforlife. The book is also available there, and also gives facts about lymphosizing if it's new to you. And then, at Facebook, again, it's Rebounding for Life. If you have difficulty finding it, you can come to my profile, Pamela Burcsak, and then I will guide you in. I'll be happy to have you in the group. Once a year, we do a 30-day group detox. We did one last August, and so it's probably time to come up and do another one. Even if you've been rebounding, lymphosizing for years, I do have members that have been. That 30-day program is a wonderful renewal to get you back on track. At the end, I even recommend it twice a year, after the holidays, every 6 months. Is a good thing to do to reset. And I have another phrase that I use: realize, release, reset, restore, and then your body will respond. And then you
say that one more time. Say that.
Realize. These are the reads, and the realize. You have to realize your situation. You have to release what is no longer beneficial, so that your body can restore, and then you participate with your body responding. And this is what I teach. It's so important in these elementary steps.
That. I like those steps. That's
fantastic. There's nothing more gratifying than participating with your body responding, and you can see it.
You get to feel that. Just like the breath.
Instead of thinking, I got to go to the doctor for this, I have to make an appointment, I have to go sit there with a bunch of other sick people. Blah, blah. You are doing this at home. If you get a bee sting, if I'm cooking, I get a steam burn on my hand. We have a thing called spontaneous healing. We grab above the wound, and then just compression, and then bounce.
Yeah.
And what will happen is that there's still enough fluid there, but the body's not going to go into extreme alarm, because you get all that swelling, which is a protection, but you don't need as much as you get. And then the healing is quick. It's very fast.
It really is. It's so simplistic, family.
Whole press if you hit yourself with a hammer, but grab it. Don't let go for 10 minutes and go down to your rebounder. And I'm telling you, it's spontaneous healing. But there's so many benefits.
Healing, yes.
Spontaneous healing.
I'm telling you, Pam, time goes by extremely fast.
We could talk about a
great conversation. Time goes by so fast. I know this is not going to be your last time for joining us here, because this is basically what I do on this show. This is what I do when you come to me in my practice. Like my first book, Step Up Out of the Dark Ages of Healthcare, is getting ready to be re-released, and it talks all about the science of lymphology, because if you truly want wellness, when you come to me, that's the first thing. You got to get cellular fit in order to get well, and because you're cellular fit, you will stay well, and you will understand the power that you have. You can take back your family, take back your family, take back yourself. Understand that there are no diseases. There are cellular malfunctions. Stop waiting for the cure. The cure lives inside of you. It's just that simple. And you want the truth now, and you have it. And we're talking about renewing your mind. So that's taking responsibility, and that's the beginning. And this is how you start getting cellular fit, by learning how to lymphosize, get on a rebounder, and understand that you're not just jumping up and down and doing cardiovascular work. You want to support your lymphatic system with this zero gravity point that we're doing. So, family, community, and friends, you know how we do it here. Heart to Heart Healthy Living with Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks. We're broadcast live from Washington, D.C. We're here every Tuesday to assist you. We're excited about our new programs in the Washington, D.C. area. We are thankful for the individuals that came out to our first Welfare to Wellness program at the Anacostia Library on my birthday, July the 15th. We're talking about moving beyond TANF to mindful mental living. And we're not talking about why you on public assistance or anything like that. We're talking about getting a mindset of mindfulness, of joyfulness, no matter where you are. Stop being hard on yourself. Learn how to relax, right, Pam? Take a deep breath.
Yes, take a deep breath.
It'll make you feel so good. So, we got our next class coming up July 25th. This information is on my website, consciousselfcare.com, where one S connects the word conscious and self. And we just, we want to help you. Seniors, you can shift your energy right now. And I'm talking about 65 and older. You can shift your energy right now. We can support you with letting go of those pharmaceuticals just by having fun lymphosizing. So we want you to come join us. I'm going to be lymphosizing Saturdays in Washington, D.C., outside at the Smithsonian.
Oh, I wish I could join you.
And we want you to do it wherever you are in the world. This is an international show. We want everybody around the world to start getting on your rebounder, but think about lymphosizing. And as Pamela said, you have to get cellular fit for maximum, how you say it, Pam?
For maximum oxygenation. Oxygen equals strength equals endurance. And responsibility is the ability to respond.
Oh, Pamela, we got a call, and we only have a few minutes, and about 1 minute is closing. So caller 202, I guess you might have been listening in. Do you have anything you want to share? Because I'm told I got 1 minute. I'm closed. Thank you, Pamela.